Good morning, sisters.
Good morning, sister.
We are waiting for Mazia Alonso. We are already live on Facebook. So we're just waiting for Mazia Alonso to come in. I think I can add him.
Are we on Facebook yet?
Yes.
Okay. I can't see.
Oh, you can see.
Let me go back. Okay, yes, now it's on. Yeah.
Yeah, but how come Like I can't tag. You let me tag somebody. Hmm. Oh, Sister
If
Boss,
you
are you
can
able?
share, let's just share and share. Even if you can't, I just share. I'm sharing right now.
All right. So I don't know why it doesn't have that tag thing. Didn't come out.
Ah,
Okay, so we're waiting for Mazi Alozie. Welcome, Umu Chineke. We're about to start the women's show, the Biafra women's show. We're waiting for Mazi Alozie, Radio Biafra, to connect us so that we can move. Thank you guys for joining us today. May Chukwuka Kaviama continue to bless our brothers and sisters all over the world, especially those working assiduously to ensure this restoration project. Thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm going to try Mazi Alozie one more time.
you're at him.
I just did. It's not.
I'm not seeing him.
Okay, add. I was doing it the wrong way. Is he on air? Mazi, good morning.
No, I'm not seeing him.
Can you check real quick to see what he's doing? Maybe he's still saying a prayer. It says Mazi Alozie is unavailable. All right, we must continue.
Hold on. Hold on. You might be playing our music. Hold on.
That's the one thing about going to a Facebook Live. He may be ready to go, and then Oyegilianeme is not ready. You have to wait, I guess.
He's still talking.
Okay. All right, should we say a prayer at least? What do we do while we're waiting?
We said prayer already. You can play our music while we wait for him to finish up what he's saying.
Good idea, Washinek.
Hmm?
Wonderful idea.
Oh, 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 na Biafra, Biafra, na 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 Biafra, Biafra, na na say Biafra, Biafra is alive. I've got a message to tell the world. Every race, every language, please answer when I call. I'm called to be the voice of the voiceless, hope of the hopeless, love, insanity. defend humanity, cause this is how it's meant to be. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world.
Good morning, Mazi Alozi.
Good morning. Are you ready?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Then over to you.
All right. Thank you, Mazi. Good morning once again. Good day, Biafrans, friends of Biafrans, and lovers of freedom all over the world. Hello? Somebody's phone is making noise. Hello? Wow. Okay. All right. So maybe Mazi, he already muted his phone. That's good. Hello?
I'll hand it over to you. And are you all not ready yet?
We are ready. Something is buzzing, Mazi.
Okay.
Something is buzzing. So I don't know. Don't forget to mute your.
It's not from here.
It's not from there. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I'm not really sure where the sound is coming from. Hello?
Yeah, I think it's from Maz's phone. Let me see how. He has muted it up.
Okay. Thank you. He said it wasn't him. That's fine. Thank you. As long as we figure out what's going on, because we don't want that background noise. So good day, Biafrans, friends of Biafrans, lovers of freedom all over the world. We are the Biafran women. My name is Bonachim Saga Bala. I am here in Houston, Texas. I have my sister April in Kentucky. I have my sister Augusta in Richmond, Texas, as well as my wonderful lion of Biafra, lioness of Biafra, Sister Efe in France. Of course, before we get started, as Umuchukwu Okike Abiyama, we always do right by him. Dear Lord, as we face these uncertain times in our land, we ask you, Lord, to dwell amongst us. We are comforted by the knowledge that you alone are our maker and our redeemer and the ultimate master of our lives. We trust our land to your loving care, Lord. Send your spirit to touch the hearts of our people. Give us the wisdom to know what is right and the courage to do it. Give us your light and the truth to guide us in our way so that we may seek your will in our lives and impart the world around us for your kingdom. Rock of Ages, we know you have endowed us with power, authority, and wealth to be the place of worship, a future where we, Biafrans, and our children will worship you once we restore our land. Therefore, Lord, we ask for your intercession as we play our part in this restoration project. All of this we ask in Chukwu Okike Abiyama's name. He say. We do want to acknowledge our leader. We do want to acknowledge everyone working tirelessly to ensure that this restoration project comes to fruition. Any day that we wake up and Biafra is not declared by the international communities, our brothers and sisters will die. So because of that, we will not rest. We will not celebrate. We will not do anything else until that land is restored. Our topic today continues with our topic from last week. It's a continuation part 2. Intact family leads to intact nation. Intact family leads to intact nation. We are taking this topic to heart because we know that our nation is here. It's here, just a matter of time. And we do not want to find ourselves in a situation where we are a bunch of dysfunctional family trying to form a nation. So ensuring that we look at issues affecting our families, because once our family is intact, once our family is restored, it's easy for us to restore our nation. So we're using this opportunity today. We took this topic at heart because it's very important to us. We know what's going on in everybody's family, whether they like to come out and talk about it, whether they want to pretend or not. We know that these things are going on and it's affecting every one of us. It's affecting our lineage. It's affecting the way our children behave when they go out there. It's affecting the way they even choose their spouses. Some of them despise their parents so much that they will choose exactly who the parent doesn't want them to marry, just to spite them. So we really want to have that honest conversation and find out the roots or the root, yeah, the underlying cause for some of these problems that we're experiencing in our families, and call them out by name and speak to it. Because as long as we have not acknowledged that we have issues, we will continue to suffer. We'll continue to run in circles. We'll continue to pretend that it's not there, even when we so close every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and go to a party. When you come back, the problem is still waiting for you. So the earlier that we discuss this problem and provide some solutions for it, the better for us. So some of the things that we're going to mention today is not exhaustive, is some solution. And we pray that as the Spirit of God leads you, as you accept this project, because it's going to be a project for you, as part of a project to restore our land, as you accept this project and you ask Chukwukika Biama to lead you, that he will give you the rest of the information that you need in order to restore your family. Restoration of our family is a paramount to what we are doing. It's paramount to Biafra restoration. So we, the women of Biafra, the one who give birth to the children, the one who want to make sure that our children are home, are saying that we must fix our family first. We used to say Biafra first. Yes, it's Biafra first, but without family, there's no Biafra. So it's our family first, and of course, Biafra first. So thank you guys for listening. We want our family to be restored as a nation. Before Biafra is restored, we want to bring healing and reconciliation to our families. We don't want families that are fighting each other. We don't want women doing 7 shifts just to take care of her immediate family and also her father's family. Of course, here in America, there are all sorts of evil that happens when women have to work, when family has to work. I have heard so many horror stories of parents, leaving home to work night shifts because during the shift, Ndocha will deal with you. They will make you know that you're a monkey and a baboon. So our people result into working night shifts because they don't want to deal with that humiliation. So you will get to the point where a mom and a dad will be working night shift, leaving their children to no one. By the time you know with these children and inviting people to come over, by the time you know with your daughter, Chioma, that is so girly, is not telling you that she's gay. And then that she wants to be a boy, wearing short, cutting her hair short, trying to look macho, wearing her pants down. Are we talking about the ones that got pregnant? They will get pregnant, their mom wouldn't even know because she works night shift. By the time she comes home from her night 12-hour shift, she's sleeping during the day. So sometimes they don't even eye their children for days. And her only daughter got pregnant under her watch. So all of these things are the things that we really have to look into. We know so many families that have gone into depression because of the dysfunctionality of the family. And all these things starts because we want money. We want to take care of issues. We want to take care of our father's compound issues. We want to take care of our husband's compound issues. And in the midst, we forget the first family, which is our family first. So everything is not money. It's time for us to set our priorities right. It's time for us to put God first. It's time for us to raise godly family and godly children. Where possible, we want to experience a beginning of love. We want to attain full potential, even in the area of marriage and family. We want to encourage respect and dignity for each member of our family. We have to do these things because if we are not able to, to keep our family as intact, a lot of us, even when we go home, your children will not be going with you. And we need them there in order to restore our land. If we do not make these children our partners, if we do not make these children members of our family, if we do not explain the underlying problem, even if you sit them down and say, baby, I'm sorry, I did not mean to ignore you. I was doing this because of so and so. Let them feel that compassion for you. Because most of us really are not really doing these 20 jobs for ourselves. Yeah, somewhat for ourselves, but it's always to give to our families, both of our families, even friends and otherwise. And we ignore our family first. So we need to acknowledge that. We need to bring our children together. We need to bring our spouse together. We need to have that honest conversation. We need to call those things name, those things that have held us down all these years. We need to call them by their names so that our family can move forward. To continue on this topic, I have my sister Augusta.
Thank you very much, Sister Muna, and thank you, Sister Ekwi, Sister Efe. Thank you, Biafrans all over the world, and thank you for all those that take their time to listen to us every Saturday as we propagate the gospel of Biafra. As Sister Muna rightly said, that it is family first and Biafra first. Because without the family, we can't have Biafra. So we have to have our family intact. And they said a very intact family would stay together. And when they stay together, they will pray together. So what are the causes of dysfunctional and broken family? We all know what the causes are. One of the very major causes is lack of love and friendship. When you have incompatible partners, when you have partners that are beginning to see differences, even before the marriage took place. You know, they don't want to communicate and talk about their differences. They just want to move on. And, you know, at the end of the day, it just doesn't work out. I remember my husband told me a long time ago, one of his very close friends had a wedding well attended, of which he was one of the best men. That's some 20 years ago, I believe. Then the after like 2 years of marriage, the spouses were talking about divorce. And one of my husband asked his friend, hey, what's going on? And the friend said it is due to irreconcilable differences.
Oyibo.
Like, wow, that's too much grammar. Irreconcilable. But you mean you guys didn't sit down to talk about issues, you know, navigate through your worries, talk about problems? He said, no, that they just cannot move on. And that marriage lasted barely 2 years. You understand? Because there is lack of love and lack of friendship. Suddenly, partners believe they're incompatible. And this is something they should have talked about before now, but they didn't. So another thing that causes dysfunctionality is lack of team playing and partnership. In marriage is about partnership. You know, some people will say, bring 50, I bring 50. No, we're not talking about 50. We're talking about bring 100 from your side. The husband will bring 100%. The wife will bring 100% from her side. It does not make it 200%. It doesn't. It just makes it that you're giving your totality, you're giving yourself, you're giving your emotion, you're giving everything you've got into the marriage. The husband is doing the same, giving everything, giving his time, his money, his emotion. Those are what he's giving. So when you bring your total 100% and the wife brings her total 100%, there's no how this marriage will not work.
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you from experience. So total 100% should be from both sides. When couples do not see their marriage as partnership, it becomes a slave camp. It does. Because your wife will be like, you know, she just want to put up a face while she's suffering in silence. Where a woman is the beast of the burden, and in the night you want her to perform with the energy of a sex worker. It happens all the time. You know, the wife with 2 or 3 jobs, she's trying to do everything. You know, we women, we have these, we believe that we are strong in all that we do. And we want to maintain 2 or 3 jobs because we cannot allow our immediate family to suffer, our extended families to suffer, and even probably our friends and well-wishers. And one other thing that even disturbs us women, if only they would wake up, is that they get into this committee of friends nonsense.
Yes.
And it eats so deep into their pocket as well. You can imagine having 4 occasions in a month, and all 4 occasions you have to buy a shobi for all 4 occasions. That is you undoing yourself. You don't need that. You don't need that as a woman. That is part of the problem you are bringing into the family.
Mm-hmm.
It is causing dysfunctionality, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
It is. So when the woman is overstressed because she has 10 jobs that she's combining with, then she comes home and the husband has said that, have fun. Come on, let's do some stuff. She'll be worn out. She'll be tired. And the husband will feel neglected, that probably the wife no longer loves him. But the truth of the matter is that she is overworked. She is overworked. Another thing that causes dysfunctionality in family is the sex life of both partners. When sex life is labor rather than pleasure. You see, it's that hard work. Okay, let me just do it. as an hard work versus enjoying the pleasure that's gained from couples having sex. And we're not talking about sex. There's a difference between having sex and making love. I hope I'm not, coming out too hard. But the truth about the matter is that this is part of the dysfunction that we're talking about.
It is.
One feels that he or she is doing favor to the other. Sex life is allowed to become so boring. You just want to, you are too tired, you are too worn out. And your husband wants some certain things that he cannot, start telling his wife, man, let's do it this way, let's do it that way. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
You now see yourself as the tool for procreation. That's the woman now. Her own is that once I give birth to one baby, I give birth to second baby. Let me just continue, like baby factory. Let me just continue to be producing what is concerning me. I mean, you give yourself. I'm not talking about the weight gain that you're going to get. That one is a must. I mean, practically, if you do some exercise, you might work on that. But that is the truth. Weight gain is number one issue. But at a time, you now leave yourself as a woman. You don't want to take care of yourself. You don't want to look for your husband.
You start looking like a hungry, mad woman in the market. Yes.
I'm telling you, it's like you're the only one that came to America. You understand? You become worn out, so fatigued. And this does not work for the man.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing attractive about a nasty looking woman. There's nothing.
Exactly.
There's
You're
nothing
no longer attractive. You see yourself as a baby factory machine versus you enjoying every pleasure that comes around your marriage. But with medical assistance, things have changed. And we keep talking about this medical assistance. Things have changed. Menopause is no longer excuse. Right now, we have what is called estrogen tablet. You can get it from the pharmacy. I mean, when you meet with your gynecologist, he's going to prescribe some certain drugs with you. See, hot flashes, they can control it here in the USA. You understand? And there are lubricants. Oh my God, I'm told that lubricant works like crazy. You cannot just tell your husband, hey, nah, manana, but on that side. There's lubricant in the market, go and buy it. You got to bring back that pleasure that has eluded you and your husband.
Yes.
You got to bring it back. If it was missing, go and look for it.
Yes, so.
You got to continue to fan the embers of fire, the burning desire, the sensation that both of you started with. You shouldn't let it die down. No, it should not die down.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. So you have to bring it back all the time. Now we're talking about infidelity. That's another dysfunction and causes a broken home. This is a sign that things are not okay in the relationship. And maybe one person is being sex-starved or no attention at all. You are no longer giving your husband attention because you have to maintain this job. Remember, there's a lifestyle you built for yourself.
Yep.
Remember, you have to showcase to your friends that, hey,
I'm doing well. Yeah, I thank God for my life. I'm okay.
I thank God for my life. Guess what? Especially in Houston, I always talk about Houston because that is where we all reside. Especially here in Houston, our women take time to, oh my God, they want to compete. That competition about the latest outfit, which is so unnecessary as far as I'm concerned. They want to compete. Driving the latest car, I mean, is a good thing. But the truth about it is that how does that affect your family? Because if you are driving like a Lexus T, for instance, the amount you pay for your car note is different from somebody that just took a Toyota Camry. But because you want to feel among, you want to be like, hey, one of those men now about Lexus, all those kind of things, is a way of life, is who we are, blah, 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 blah.
And then you work 20 jobs to pay your car note and you forget your family.
You have to look for an extra job to pay that car note. I'm telling you from experience, car note is less than that easy. You have to do that. You understand? So, because of that, you have neglected your family, you have neglected your children, you have neglected your husband. You understand? And that man will start seeking attention
somewhere else. Because Adama is working too much. She's also wrong.
I'm telling you, if you're broke, the man will start looking for some pretty lady outside, which wouldn't have been the case in the first place if you had taken your time to plan your family and enjoy every everything that your union should bring to the table. And if because of all these things that are happening, you're trying to attain some certain level, the couple would lose a lot of honesty between them.
They start living separate lives.
They start living separate lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to talk to their couples. Like I keep saying, I said one of the problems you have is there's no communication in a relationship. That relationship is dead. Hey, trust me, I can talk. My people call me Iche. I can talk. And my husband knows that when there's no nature the bird that talks all the time. Blah, 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 because I can tell you my word is under 2 hours.
You
I
joke.
swear. You understand? And my husband knows that. So he shares his own worries. I remember when he was working with one of the chain stores, he would tell me about his technicians. He will call all his technicians' name by name. Do you know what Tasha did today? Do you know what Nico did the other day? Now, I don't know Nico. I don't know Tasha, but I have an imagination about who Nico and Tasha is. And then I was in school as well. When I come home, you say, you know what Alani did today? You know what? What is his name? I will call all my friends. So he never met any one of them. We already knew them. And when I did my graduation, he was able to call them by name. This was the Tolani, the troublemaker. I said, yes, that's him. Tolani said, where did I meet your guy? I said, no worry. We discuss you all the time. Because I talk about my issues from work or from school. And he talked about his issues from work and from school.
There's an open communication.
Open communication. The channel is one channel. And we don't have issues. But people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to communicate. You understand? You have to allow your spouse to tell you how he or she wants it without being judgmental.
Yes.
Trust me. Some of these husbands, they want this sacred style. They're tired of the original missionary styles. They're all of our style. There are certain styles that they want. Probably when they start gallivanting, meeting up with other women outside, they're having mistresses or all what's not. The mistress will be showing them styles they haven't seen or heard before. You understand? And they want the same thing with their wife, but because there's that channel of the flow of communication is lacking, they can't talk about it with their wives.
You're right.
Neither would the women be able to talk about that with their
They'll start sneaking out. Mm-hmm.
They start figuring it out. They do that all the time. I can tell you this. So instead of you all the time doing the missionary style with your husband, you might as well make the widest style. There are all kinds of styles there. You understand? And your husband wants it, but he doesn't want to tell you what he wants. And you, on your own side, you feel so stuck. You want a different kind of style. And you cannot talk to him because, oh my God, I don't want him to see me as being, and you start having some kind of imagination. And your husband will say, if I talk about this with my wife, when the person okay church, she may start seeing me different kind of imagination. No. Communication should be the tool. Open up, talk to yourself, lose yourself in the moment.
And establish that honesty, yes. Mm-hmm.
The honesty is important.
It is. Important. It is.
The notion that men are polygamous in nature or that men cannot fall in or stay in love is really a lie. That's long time story. Long time story. That's the story they've been telling us. That men they are polygamous in nature. No. A man can stay with a woman for both years. My parents did that 42 years before they both died. It was a blissful marriage. That was the only thing we saw. And it can happen in any family. You understand? There needs to be self-control on both sides. Each person has to be mindful of what the other person needs. And that curbs infidelity. It takes it out totally from the relationship. And that is why it's important for us to remain intact. Another dysfunction is lack of proper communication. I've been telling you that communication is the key. The problems will arise when you do not talk to one another with respect. There's no point in yelling at your husband or the husband yelling at his wife. And there's no point you, the wife, being silent though. And no, we need to get that straight as well. You don't have to be silent, especially when things are hurt. When you are hurt, you don't have to be.
Yes.
You don't have to be. When you are hurting, when you just hold it. You'll be squeezing your heart. No. You have to open up.
Instead of speaking about it.
When it comes to that. So you don't want that to happen in your relationship. You are frustrating your spouse's effort to communicate. And guess what? If your spouse feels that he is going to totally shut down from you, and if he shuts down completely, there is no way you can open that door of communication. As much as possible, you need to find a more mature way of passing your message across without hurting each other's feelings.
Sister Augusta, not only that, if she cannot listen to him, he will find an Adama side that will listen to him.
Exactly. And that is why we're telling that you do not yell at your husband or the wife, or the husband yell at the wife. Both of you need to, even when you both yell, make sure you calm down so easily. Look for something to chew that closes your mouth for a while. And when you calm down,
walk away, take a breather, take a break.
Walk. Go to the living room and sit down and really calm down. Even if you see ice water pour on your head, it will calm all your nerves. So that you don't say things you cannot retract, because one of those tools, our mouth is I don't know,
nuclear weapon.
Nuclear weapon. Because once you throw it out there, getting it back is difficult. So the best bet is walk away. Do not be confrontational. Do not. So you have to understand this from the beginning, and that keeps your marriage and your family intact.
Not only that, Sister Augusta, when one person is going crazy and you are not putting fuel in it and you're quiet, guess what? He doesn't have anybody to be, gyrating with. Because, he's there yelling and you're there like, quiet, doing your own thing. He doesn't have any choice than to calm down because nobody else is in there fighting, joining this thing with him.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. And you keeping quiet does not mean that you are taking in a whole lot of stuff of abuse. No.
Right.
No. That's not what it means. It means that the situation, you're trying to curtail the situation so that it does not aggravate into something else. So that's what you're trying to do. So while the situation is being curtailed, then you go back and say, honey, sorry for the outburst. But look at, hey. Then he's going to see from your own angle. Maybe your angle, he's not looking at it from that angle. He's going to see because this time around you came calmly and you talked to him. And guess what? There will be solution there, and both of you will solve it. So that is why we need to take out all this. They are not important in all. If we want our family to remain intact, we need to start dissing all those things that ruin our communication, that ruin our families. Another of the dysfunction is the social conflict and clash of interest. As we probably said, marriage involves sacrifices from both places, from both the husband and the wife. You care about what your spouse loves, or at least you let him or her discuss about their interests, their vision, their goals. You need to talk. If their goals cannot be reached, you will be able to prefer a solution that would help your husband reach his goals, or the wife. I remember when I was going to pharmacy school, it was so difficult, I must confess. Oh, may not at the same time. It was not funny. You understand? And in my program, we used to have 1 week of exam week. There's this week we call exam week. And when you have that exam weekend, you will do all your pharmaceutical, whatever, that week. Pharmacokinetics, all those, whatever. Pharmacoeconomics, you do all your courses in 1 week, all of them written exams. That period drains me totally. It drains anybody that's been to the program. So, but you guess what? Then my husband was working 2 hours. He drives 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. And my kids were little then when I was in school. They were little. I think I barely had my little baby. My last girl, probably a few months old. But I still had to do this exam because if you don't do this exam, you are tossed out of the program. So as I was doing this exam, my husband would help me. He would come and say, you know what? Your exam week, I'm going to help you with the house chores. I'm going to help you with the kids, prepare them for school, get their socks. Sometimes we get the blue socks, match it with the red socks. Doesn't matter. All he knows we have boy with the socks. You would, arrange all those things properly. Me, I would have cooked for the whole week, stored it in the freezer. It would help arrange all those things, help clean the house, mop the floor, everything. And then after that 1 week, we go back to reset. It's because he knew that, hey, if this woman succeeds, I have succeeded. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you are not taking that for granted. You are not taking for the fact that he helped you. You are not taking it for granted. You are so happy because he's interested in what you're doing. So that is why we say.
So it's two people working towards the same goal instead of leaving it for one person. When you start a job, it will help our family, it will help their family. And helping you to reach that goal is what will get you to finally get that job that will eventually help the family. So working together is a must.
And it becomes a collective goal, collective vision for both couples, and for the entire family. Because if you succeed and your wife succeeds, it would impact the extended families as well.
Right.
You understand? So we need to just get our priorities right. It's very important that we set our priorities right. One of the other problems is the finance. You need to know where the money is coming from. That's the income for the total family and the expenses that you're making every day and how the money leaves the family. If you're not able to manage your finances, the family will be broke all the time. And when the family is broke, probably we don't have money.
Pressure, stress.
You can't pay your bills. You can't pay your house rent, your light bills, your car notes, your school loan. Remember, every one of us has ginormous school loans. You can't do all that. These start affecting the family. You understand? So we all need to be very, very careful. Another of the dysfunction that comes in is the in-laws. Taking care of extended family is good. You cannot abandon them. But do not abandon your own immediate family, the nuclear one. That is you, your husband, and your kids.
Absolutely.
Do not do that. If you fail to give your children love, oh my God, trust in America, especially with talk because this is where we live in, they will diss you at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that your nuclear family is so important. Your extended family will definitely benefit, no question about that. But your nuclear family has to be like your number one.
Sister Augusta, our parents did the same thing where they abandoned their families and start taking care of their extended family. And if not for our mothers who gave it all, if not for our mother who stood in the gap, we all would have perished. But guess what? My father, as old as he was, he called us all together, 7 of his children. He said, okay, you guys should learn from me. Learn from me and do not abandon your your first family before you go to your extended family, because he was the oldest of a household with 7 wives. So when his father passed on, his father gave him a broom, a 16-year-old. His father gave him a broom and said, here is this broom. This is my family. Make sure it doesn't fall apart and tie it together. So this man carried this cross on his head, abandoned every one of us, was doing and doing and doing, even up till now. Like if you give him money now, he'll find a way to go and give to his extended family. So, but one thing that he taught us is like we should focus on our family, because at the end of the day, guess what? All those people that he took care of, none of them knows who he is. None of them is asking him, have you eaten, Papa? You can't even walk anymore. Who's bringing you? Who's paying for your drugs? Instead, what they will do, as soon as they arrive, they will buy a car and come and show him that they're doing well for themselves. So paying attention to your family first will take you a long way, because it's the same family that will care for you when it matters.
Definitely. You're right. It's prevalent in our culture. And guess what? It's our women that take up I know my mom all the time. We were thinking that she's so conniving, but we didn't know that she's always trying to save us first and allow my dad to be hanging in there. You understand what I'm trying to say? It's the woman that takes the lead and start making sure that school, school fees, the woman takes care of all that. And that is why we are calling on all our Biafran women to tap into this and to make their family intact at all costs. Because you cannot allow anybody come and decimate you like that. You cannot allow that. So lastly, the dysfunction about this family not being intact is religion. No matter what we do, we will always talk about religion. And we're not talking about religion in the negative light. We're talking about the indiscrepancies or the problem that we see with religion and how it affects us in us restoring Biafra. There are a lot of false teachings there. There are a lot of wrong applications of the scriptures. People, they pay tithe, they give offerings, but they refuse to take care of their responsibilities. They do that all the time. The first thing, once they get their salary, they just take out their tithe money by the corner and come and start squeezing themselves into the remaining.
Can you imagine? Can you
and
imagine?
therefore, your pastor doesn't care. Your pastor is technicality guy. Your pastor is driving a private jet.
I know.
Driving a private jet.
He's driving it, my dear sister.
And you are squeezing that 10% so that you can fuel his private jet.
Hell.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If kids are schooling here in abroad, they don't have school, they don't have school loans. You are contributing your 10% so that his children can
continue to live large.
Yeah, continue to live large. They don't live in apartments, they live in homes here in the United States. They go to Ivy League school paid for by your own 10%.
Hell.
Use it to take care of your own money, take care of yourself and your kids, because that is the first thing you take out. But your pastors are living large, changing fleets of jets, private jets, and you can't feed, and you are asking yourself, has God abandoned you? No, God did not abandon you. You gave all your time and money to your pastor. You didn't give that to God. God doesn't know any currency. So those are part of the reason why we women should get it back together. So women, they respect their priests and their pastors more than their husband. But everything they say,
daddy is their daddy.
Is their daddy. Their Geo said that the Geo said. Meanwhile, your original daddy should be your husband. Daddy Geo said, Daddy Geo said. They don't want to respect. Some of them, there's this woman that she cooks and prepares meals, especially at the Bugere father. And father has a cook. Yes, you see, come home and cooking. When she's cooking that food, Okporoko will be there. Mbele will be there. All kinds of stuff will be in that soup. Meanwhile, our husband, she won't even cook for her husband. She will package it and take it to father's house. But father has a cook. Father himself can cook by himself. All he needed to do is come.
Father doesn't need to cook. His 20 wives are cooking for him now.
I'm telling you, and she's not the only one. Other women are lined up too. Father will not even know what to do with the food. Probably half of it will be trashed. And we're telling our people to concentrate and they are losing it. So we all need to get this thing together. People spend more time in churches rather than spend time with their spouses and their children. When religion is used as a cover to do or perpetuate evil in the family, and lies. Couples tell a lot of lies all the time to protect their families. And the more lies they tell, the more lies they need to cover the previous lies.
Yes, and it becomes massive.
Telling lies. We all out there, they're not mature enough to openly talk about issues, things that will get complicated and out of control. So you don't need to be out there trying to be who you're not. Try and be who you are, for instance, and you see that the family would remain intact. Because a family that stays intact would pray together. And that family is what we want in the land of Biafra. Thank you very much all for listening. Thank you, Sister Mona. Thank you, Sister Efe. Thank you, Sister Ekwi. Thank you. And we'll continue our discussion. Thank you.
Right. So it sounds like charity begins at home. Whatever that you want to go out there and portray, whatever you want to go out there and give to your pastor, whatever that you want to go out there and show to people, you must start at home. Because it's the home. If you don't do all these things at home and you're busy out there being nice to other people, then you're wasting your time. So making sure that you're taking care of your home first in everything. Whose phone is making all that noise? Hello? Maz, whose phone is making the noise? Can you mute yourself, please? Gee.
Hello?
Can you mute yourself? Your phone is very noisy. So if we charity begins at home, bottom line, charity begins at home, and we want people to take care of their family first before you go out there to do anything for anybody else. So to continue on this topic, I have Sister Efe.
Thank you very much, Sister Munashi, Sister Augusta, Sister Edwin. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Sister Mazia. I greet every Biafrans all over the world, IPOB worldwide. This morning, to add to which our mothers they teach us this morning, we don't be through so many things. We don't be through so many things as a people. We don't finally break that. We don't finally break the yoke of people not to come together as a family, as we not to come together as a family.
Sister, are you still there? Hello?
Hello, Mama, are you hearing me?
Yes, you disappeared for a few minutes.
Yes, we need to come together as a family. The attack of Biafra's family, it don't cost us a lot of things, unknown to us. No matter what we don't be through as a family, we need to work together. Things will need to get better if we need to work together. Today, our children and our families, we don't scatter all over the world. They look for a better life. They look for how we go get a living, how we go live to get something to really feed our people. Different things they happen to them. Our children they die from Mediterranean Sea. Our people they're prison all over the world. We dey face death sentences all over the world. Recently, we don't see some social media where we say it dey break our heart. When we say even some of our people self they cry. Those people they get parents, they get mother, they get family when they come home. So the not change to become Congo or China. Today, so you see say they put people and they put black people for inside machine, they blend them to become Congo.
Yeah.
Not be black people, now our fellow Biafrans. Not be Fulani, now our fellow Biafrans. Because of how we don't get scatter as a people. The different dangerous thing when we say our people they go through for Libya, if they sell us for human trade, they will work us for hot fire. Our children who are supposed to get to school, some of them get out of school because of father and mother not they work together as a team. Me, I'm the living witness of that party for this particular one when this I talk. So if the father and mother not live together as a team or not work together as a team, now the children they suffer everything. You're going to say, now then you're going to see prostitute, you're going to see criminal, you're going to see armed robber, you're going to see kidnapper, you're going to see drug addicts, all manner of things because the mother alone, even if the mother will try her best. Yeah, I know feel really good for everybody. Even especially when the children come there more than 4 or 5. My fellow Biafrans, my fellow women, my fellow father of Biafran, we need to put ourselves together, not to work as a team. Because the thing let two elephants for fight, now the grass and the night they suffer, and we the children and we the pass through everything. That is why they see today. So the youth of these recent days, now few, now they become something or better something for life. And when you come check very well, you go see say the both parents they get together. Not they talk about the parents when we say the person when we say if papa die or mama die, they talk about the ones when we say that they are alive. When we say the parents will come separate, just throw myself when we start the children. Because sometimes they come say, I've been on my mama every bad woman, I've been on my papa every bad woman, because they start them. Even sometimes if you are not careful, if you not tell that yourself, you will get challenge of that. Because even before you marry yourself, your husband papa or your husband mama or your husband family self. Because when they make ask question, how is your father? How is your mother? You know, go get speak for your mom. You want to say your papa and your mother not there together. And that is the conflict. I love their fans, our mothers, our fathers. They will do the needful. They will work together as a team because only to work together as a team. Now we will say, win this battle when we say we get so. Poverty don't worse. Women today they abandon to counter for their children. They don't abandon women to they counter for their children alone. And they use on the family every day. My fellow Biafrans, I said it just now when we say my father ran away. My mother they go for slaughter, but they scratch for more. If it scratch for more, they go bring out 1 general. When my father said to Lagos, they live a Shamanga life. That will not be issue. That will not be the issue now. But I don't use that make reference. Our parents need to live together. Our family need to live together. Today you will see family. They for IPOB or they fight for this Biafra struggle. Our father go there. Our mother will do another thing.
I know.
The children say they go meeting. Sometimes our mother will stand solidly. They work hard to make sure say we restore Biafra. But our fathers, they go there for politicians. They work for politicians. They will carry politics for head. They don't want to support what our mother they do. The main reason is the way we say now with our mother they see the impact fast because they lost the children. Now they lost for 9 months. Come push and come breastfeed. They can't do everything. Our mothers, they don't know the pace that when our mothers they pass through, they don't care. After all, even if they leave our mother, they can still go and marry another woman and have another children. You will see today, but you cannot from there everywhere because of the character of the men of our fathers where they behave. Divided will go always fall, my people, my fellow Biafra. Divided will go always fall. United will go stand. Let we all put our hands together as a people. Fulani are just peanuts. Fulani don't get anything to do with us. Now because we never put our differences aside as a race, as a tribe, as a people. Now they say Fulani they penetrate us, or Fulani they get one thing where they do us. Because if we work together as a family, we don't care whether you're a politician, whether you're there for IPOB, whether you're there for IPOB. So when I say you're not Biafra, if we work together as a team, you will see ourselves before you know it, we will achieve this our common goal where we fight together.
Absolutely.
Now we come together as a people, as a one family, as a one big family. Then we take conquer this our common enemy, which is the Fulani. Because only Fulani is the enemy when we get. I thank you very much. I thank all Biafrans worldwide. And also, my fellow Biafrans, I will quickly like to explain this very thing to my family, the people from Biafra land. Let us see understand because this thing so they happen from my land where our father for that area so I know they try to talk any tribe down. I know say they for everywhere, but then I wait till you know now you say they give reference. When this our father for that place so they will not every in the first only what they know that the power is now for us and the truth is state. Our father from our when I come from majority of them don't know what they call. They don't know how they take care of children. And when you know they want to go for now, when they go for Lagos, when they are heritage, they are no mother don't for Lagos. They leave their children, they are not there for Mushi. They are not carry tomatoes, they don't carry money, they go to sell the money, they leave the children, they go to play for Mushi. People of Wado, any so come Wado ni Shekiri. Why any Biafra worldwide? The money will be Wado. So the more affects, they are not family now. Or only another couple there. But you want to now, they want to end up that passage. And you want to keep that stuff, and then keep coffee. I didn't want I want to see how they oh, blah, tell our way to our back for my age. And I move, I saw, and I move, I came on it. But only also, we don't be done with. If one other than the now we don't know there. Now we don't know where. Since we get any open for my outside road, or out of road there, or we don't know where or who we. Or the family outside now, or we don't know where. I respect where. I respect wrong. I respect wrong. I respect not there. On family, no more than I'm moving. Especially Thank you very much, my people. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you, Sister Efe. In that family list, in that nation, there is no way we will go to this Biafra nation without having an intact family. So we are calling our sisters and our brothers to begin their work today, to be the bigger person that will call the family together, because this is a task that must be completed. Yes.
Mona, may I pitch in to these things you all are discussing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I hope people understand that this topic is very, very crucial, because this integration of family is too common in Biafra land.
Mm-hmm.
And this has affected our sense of direction. You see that people no longer can hold a meeting in the family. A woman is interested in the contract, and you are telling the woman that the country is burning, his family is burning. She's not there to take care of them. The man is there jobless. And you see, the division of the family cannot hold Biafrans together. And this is a carefully planned way of killing us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you see, when we cannot talk in the family, we cannot discuss, because the woman is always thinking, oh, I'll go and get me a contract. Who is raising the child? And how are you going to get the child to order? To say, this is what we do. And then the child feels abandoned. And on top of that, he is trying to get a way of feeding himself, and he's been killed. He's been shot at. And the very people that are supposed to protect them are there selling them out. And this is what we must pay attention to. Because look at the pastors today, they are demonstrating. Were they not the same ones turning in their sons to be murdered?
I know.
And handing them over to the Fulani?
I know.
And today they are the ones suffering. So people should understand what is going on here. They are destroying us in every aspect of our lives. And we must hold ourselves together and then pursue our goal. You know, that's
right.
That's what I understand, and I think people should pay attention to the topic, you know.
Right. Thank you, Mazi. So this is a time, you know, especially in Biafra land, where we know our men are not able to hold down a job because of strategies set up by the zoo government. And so this is a time for Biafran women to be the strong women that we've always been. The one that stands in the gap for the husband, the one now in the time of need. So instead of using this opportunity now to rain on your husband and bring him down to his knees, this is a time to tell the zoo government that you will not bring my family down. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that my family stays intact. And then we are calling our sisters to make sure that when you're making this money, that you don't let it go over your head, where you start treating your husband as if he's nobody because you're the one bringing the income. And we are also asking our brothers, as your wife is going out there being the one making the money, help her around the house. So do not sit down, because the problem always exists when you have your wife working 20 jobs and you still want to be the man, sit down, you don't want to do anything. You want to pretend and sit down and turn on the TV and just watch, turn on the remote control and watch TV all day long as if you have worked. If you're not working, help your wife around the house, because you guys are partners. We in United States here, that's how we survive. That's how we were able to give birth and go to school. Our husbands will pick up the kids and give them shower and put them in bed. Our husband will even take the hair down. We'll braid the hair. When it's time to braid it, your husband will take it down for you, wash it so that when you come, he doesn't know how to braid, but he's able to take it down, wash it so that when you come home, you can braid the hair. So there's so many ways you can help your wives or your husbands. So working together, realizing, okay, I am no longer the man of the house, or the income maker of this house. My wife is. Then help your wife around the house and do some of those things she would have done if she was home. It is not fair that she will go out there. When she come back home, you expect her to do the whole housework because you are the man. Of course, the whole land is not going to work. I really feel as a family, when you help your wife, like at least for me, when my husband helps me, I love him even more. Without me even telling him if there's love. So again, we are calling on families to work together, especially during this hard time where we know that every odd is against us. Every odd is against us not to function as a family. What do we need to do? We become best of friends and we work together. So to continue on this topic, I have my sister Ekwi.
Thank you so much, Sister Mona. Thank you, Sister Augusta, Sister Efe, and Maza Lose. Thank you for those that are listening to us, those that every Saturday they come here to hear what we have to say. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your time. This topic is so dear to our hearts because we know, like you all have all said, if we can get it right at this point, at the family level, then we can get it right as a nation.
Absolutely.
It's so close to us. It's so close to our hearts. We can see how they are connected. And if you're not seeing how these things are connected, please open up your mind, like Maza just said, and see how they are connected. We have found a lot of solutions. I'll just summarize so that we will know that, okay, this is where we're going. Friendship is very important, like my sisters have said. For those of you that are not married yet, please marry your friend. Marry someone you can trust. Marry someone you can be open to. If she's not your friend, if he's not your friend, please do not go ahead with that relationship because you're going to have problems down the road. Those that are already married, cultivate that friendship back. Look for it. It's somewhere. You had it. Find a reason to love your spouse. Find a reason to have your spouse as your best friend. Have mutual respect for one another, even for your children. Children deserve respect too, because respect is reciprocal. If you respect a child and talk to a child in a very respectful way, the child will give you back. Will give that back to you. Let's have a mutual control. You see, in my language, which is Igbo, one of the languages in Biafra land, we say "Ndomili Nduasu." That means we want the fish to be alive. We also want the river to be preserved. Everything there's balance in our culture. My sisters have talked about simple paying. Is so important. We cannot do without that because when you function as a team in the area of your finance, in the area of your church, in all aspects of your marriage, it is more difficult for people to defraud you. Like Maza was saying, if we were working together as a bigger family, Biafra family, there's no way Fulani Healthcare will come inside and start dealing with us. It wouldn't have happened. So team playing is so important at the little level and at the larger level. Let your partner's problem be your problem. Don't look at yourself as a different person and look at your partner as a different person. Work together. Knit together. Let his or her problem be your problem. And for our men, our brothers, let your wife's family be also your second family. Remember all the time that your wife's family also needs to be taken care of as your own family, whether the woman is working or she's doing business or not. Put them together. Let that your heart be large enough to accommodate the two families. Don't be too selfish about your own family, as if the members of your wife's family are goats and not human beings.
How do you?
Carry everybody along. You can do that. Tukwokike has given you that heart as a man to be able to carry that. That's why you're the head of the family. You're not the head of the family because you want to be tyrant. No, you are the head of the family because you have the capacity given to you by Tukwokike. problem is that your wife might bring out her other side because she also knows that her family needs to be taken care of. And her family members keep calling on her. So you see, you make her be distracted because they keep calling her and she's not happy. She's in your house, she's well taken care of, but she's not happy that her family is abandoned. Now she starts looking for what to do. That's why we start ending up with people doing 7 shifts and 7 jobs because she feels that her family needs to be taken care of as well. But if you as a man took charge and said, okay, let's do this together, let's do this way, it wouldn't have got to that. So see the family of your wife as your second family. The same goes to the man, the woman too. See the family of your husband as your second family. Because you are there. You are inside there not just to go and bear children. Oh, I'm in this family that got married to, they don't give birth to children. No, be part of what is going on. Now you are now part of this family. This is your new family. When you die, it's in this family you bury. In our culture, we don't carry the woman back to the father's place. No. In our culture, because that's what marriage has done. You are now in this family and this is where you belong. This is where you will live, this is where you will die. So be integrated into that family. In other words, do not marry into a family you cannot see as your second family. When you're marrying a woman or a man, think about where they're coming from because that's going to be your new family. In our relationship, in our culture, marriage is a relationship, not a business deal. So it's about expansion of relationship. Now you have this family not by birth. Now you're going to have this other family by marriage. So don't just consider the woman you want to marry. Don't just consider the man you want to marry. Consider where they're coming from because the genes coming from that family is what your children will carry. It's very important. It's very crucial as a woman going to marry, even as a man going to marry. What you do for family A, as much as possible, do for family B. According to me, the key word is fairness. Fairness. Be fair to both people. We don't want a case where in the world, in the Western world, people are so obese. They eat so much that their skin will melt out of their skin, out of their body. Meanwhile, our children in Africa are dying out of starvation. There's no fairness in it.
Yes, no.
Wait, yes, my sister. In the same way, in marriages, your family and the other family, they both have human beings. Let's put all of them together. Because when you do this, you see, the woman will see your family as her own family. She will not have the need to do anything in secret. She will not go behind your back to start doing some things that you will not like because she wants to do something to her own family or for her own family. Transparency between couples will keep the family from being defrauded by in-laws and outsiders. If you lie to yourself, if you cover up, because they do that a lot, you give money to Nkechi will come back and meet brother and say, hey brother, but if 2 of you are open to each other, you are transparent to each other, outsiders and in-laws will not defraud you. Because when they come to you, you now say, I know my wife gave you some money. So have you used that? They'll be so surprised. When that happens, you always see that surprise on their face because they wanted to defraud both of you. So they were like, he told her or she told him. It's very important to be transparent. So it's that advisable to marry a man or a woman that you can trust with your life and your finance. How can you be sleeping with someone, you trust that person with your body, but you cannot trust that person with your money? It doesn't make sense.
Total madness.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. This person can bring disease from somewhere and give you will die. But your money, you're holding on to it. It's not meant to be so. So do not marry from the beginning. Don't marry someone that you know that you will have need to start hiding money from and hiding your finance from as much as possible. Because we need you to work as a team. Because when you work as a team, you will win together and you will lose together. It's just like somebody having a spare brain, having another set of eyes, another set of ears, another set of hands. Each person's action impacts on others. other members of the family. So you work as a team. You know what your gifts are, you know what your talents are, and you bring them together. And you use them to make your family to be a wonderful place on earth. Like my sisters have said, have honest and sincere communication. Be open to one another. We can't overemphasize this. It's very, very important. Because all this secrecy has made our family not to be intact. And that's how Fulani came inside to come and deal with us. Healthy communication between couples gives us the opportunity to explain the intention of our words and our actions. You see, somebody can do something because we are coming from different backgrounds, we have different ideologies to life. So sometimes when you say something or do something, your spouse may misunderstand it. But when you now talk about it, you see, your partner will know, oh, okay, this was the intention. You didn't mean to hurt me. This is why he said it. Or
Right. Right.
And you that you are listening, you will say, oh, this thing I said. That's how it made my wife feel. So I wouldn't say this type of thing anymore because it made my husband not to feel okay. So I changed it because it's not a battleground. This is marriage. This is love. My people say, that means when you now explain what happened, all those gossip will go away. And allow your children to participate in the truth of the family according to their age. You know, it depends on the age of the child. Children, they have different things they have to deal with. So depending on the age, make the children to be part of the truth. Let them be part of the discussion. Let them be part of what is going on in the family. Do not treat the children like strangers. Because sometimes you'll be surprised how they speak through these children. When they open their mouth, you'll be surprised. Like, wow, someone's wisdom. Allow them to speak and not be afraid to talk to both of you. They will tell you what they see. They will tell you whether you're doing well. They will tell you whether you're not doing okay.
Yeah, they will give you the feedback.
Yes, they will give you the feedback.
The honest feedback.
The honest and sincere. You know, because they don't play politics. They will tell you that this, mom, this. And when they do talk, please listen to them. Do not say, oh, this time you talk too much. Do not shut them down. Just guide them into saying it in a very respectful way. So allow them to talk to you and not be afraid to talk to you. Because if they can't talk to you, they will go outside and look for one uncle, one stupid uncle, or one person to talk to. Because when the children are part of the discussion, it helps to keep parents in check. Because you wouldn't want the children to hear, you know, like what you don't want the children to do, you wouldn't want them to hear that. Like something that you know that when the children hear, they won't be proud of. You won't want them to, you wouldn't want to do that. So it has to keep the parents in check. Or what you wouldn't want them to do. You wouldn't want them to hear that you did that. So you see, you don't have choice but to be very careful what you do. Like my sister Efe said, the children are they get direct consequences of our actions and our inactions. So we deserve, we need to be mindful of the fact that anything we do, whether good or bad, the children will suffer from it. They will enjoy it or suffer from it. So that open communication reminds us constantly that these children, whether I'm living happily with my wife and husband or not, it will affect my children.
It does.
It will affect them psychologically. It will affect the way they look at life. It will affect the way they look at marriages. It will affect so many things about them, so many uncountable things about them. And when you know that, you see, it will help you to be accountable and responsible as a human being, as an adult. Because we are naked, we need to pray together as a family. It's very important. We can't remove that aspect of praying, like my sister Augusta said. A family that prays together stays together. You see, when you pray together and recognize that there's a God over you, recognize that Chukwu is the supreme being, the one that has all authority. You see, you will submit to him, you will learn to be humble because you know you are not God. Early conflict resolution helps problems not to pile up.
Yes.
You don't resolve these conflicts early enough. You see, they begin to pile up. They build up until one day there will be a powerful explosion.
Earthquake.
And yes, you'll be surprised, like, wow, where is this coming from? Meanwhile, I have been doing like thinking you're doing well. No, but somebody's falling up some conflicts and not talking about it. Or you are not allowing somebody to talk. Because when that person talks, you judge them so harshly. So they can't fight it. Like Sister Augusta said, they lock up. They shut it down. So we don't want such explosions. We want you to resolve conflict on time. Because when that explosion happens, like my sister Mona said, that will be like earthquake. It is catastrophic. And I tell you honestly, many families do not survive from such explosions. And even when they do, you see that love, that trust, that friendliness is difficult to restore to its original level.
Grudges everywhere.
Yes, and that's why the scripture, in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26, it said, "Be angry, but sin not. Do not allow the sun go down while you're still angry." We know that things will make you take offense. Not that things might make you get angry, but try and resolve it on time. Do not allow the next day to come and you have not resolved that little problem. You don't want it to pile up. But people say 80 years over on a years. That is, if you cut a rope and you try to fix it, it will be shorter. That's why it's good for you to resolve conflict on time. It doesn't need to go into become that explosion that nobody can handle. IPOB is for freedom. IPOB is for equity and fairness. It is time for us to make this work as family members. No one can give us freedom. As indigenous people, we must come together, fight for our freedom. We are not going to depend on anyone. You see, we don't need to wait until they kill a reverend father before we start jumping out and start jumping around. Before we know that it's time to take back our land. No, don't wait. Because that reverend father, his life is not different from the others that have been killed.
Nope.
They've been killing our people since 1945. They are human beings. It's not until they kill Reverend Father before you know what your people are doing. That's hypocrisy. The church must stop this hypocrisy. Rise up for truth and justice. No matter what's causing our differences, it's time to find a reason to come together. Or we perish. We all perish. It's time, like my sister Mona said, for us to find healing. Let's find ways to solve our problems rather than creating more. Most people are usually guilty of what they accuse others of. So that should be something that should humble you. When you're so angry that somebody did this, sometimes if you are in that position, you might even do worse. So find a reason to come together rather than reason to be apart. It's better to find ways to get things right rather than destroy what has been built over time. It takes more time to build and less time to destroy. As a larger family, larger Biafra family is beginning to come together because we understand now that the only reason why they divided us was so that they can conquer us. So now we are finding reason to come back as bigger Biafra family. We are beginning to come back. Our people are joining. Our people are coming in. As that happens, we also want our individual families to do the same. As much as possible, let's find time. Because when you unite with your brothers and sisters, when you unite your husband and wife, you see, you can talk. You can say little things that your enemy outside will not hear. Then you can plan on how to be free, and your enemy will not know. It's not this one that when you talk one, the other one will go and meet outside and go and tell them this is what they're planning.
I know.
So an intact family, once again, leads to an intact nation. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you, Muchineke. Our call number is +1 281 643 7283. 281 643 7283. You can be called as a direct number or as a WhatsApp number. We also have a sister's line. It's 1+1 774 338 0942 774 338 0942. You can reach us on Skype. It's Biafra Women Show. Biafra, not Biafran. Biafra Women Show. You can reach us via Skype. We have a brother who has a testimony as to the breakdown of family and what can be done to restore that. So let me bring him in while we're waiting for a phone call. We'll have him comment on his experience as to a breakdown of a family and what he knows now moving forward. So I am trying to connect him. I hope it will work. Swinging.
Hello.
Ụtụtụ ọma Maazị, welcome to the show. Yes, so we are on our show today, and I'm telling our brothers and sisters we have a brother who is here to give us some insight as to the breakdown of family and what we can do moving forward. So Maazị, please introduce yourself and where you're calling from.
Good morning all, good evening to everyone, and good day to people. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
My name is Chief Dr. Don Okoro, is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Divorces and marriage processes. This is a very big issue that is affecting us. My people said, Onye darelu na ibe ya apị. In the English explanation of that is nothing bad. Experience is the best teacher. Am I coming up?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to manage the phone here. Go ahead.
Number one, we're going to go through this process now. If you have your pen and paper, get it ready, bring it out. Let's do all this together. Number one is causes of divorce. It will be in 4 parts. The causes of divorce, which is the antecedent. And we're going to go to number 2 part of it, which is the behavior of divorce, the red lights. And we're going to go to number 3 part of it, which is the damage, the cost of divorce. And we'll come to the number 4 part of it, the reconciliation, which is our major goal. We will attend questions as when I finished, okay? I'll be open to questions. And I would be very glad for everybody to have an open mind. Don't have any mindset about family. Just have an open mind. This case is a case, Biafran USA case study. And this can be applicable to Biafrans all over the world, both home and diaspora. Now, number one thing that causes the divorce is communication breakdown. When communication breaks down, everything starts going down the drain. Then family crisis come into. And this family crisis, remember, you as a husband have a family, your wife as a wife has a family, and when both of you get married, this is 2 families to 1. And when the family breaks down, the anointing, the quarreling is not only in your house, it is in both families. Because both families are now in disgrace and in tattered. So we should be very careful. It's not only us that is affected. Most of the things that cause divorces here again in America is higher education. We chase our goals in education without putting our family into consideration. And this higher education comes to higher income. And when the wife might be a kind of clear, because everybody is separately gifted. When the wife becomes higher, more qualified than the man, and making more money than the man, comparison comes in. And now when the comparison comes into that family, into that marriage, insecurity of the man's side will kick in. And when the insecurity kicks in, the whole trouble starts coming up. Disrespect to wife, disrespect to husband, everything will kick in. All these are the major causes of divorce in America. Now let's go to number 2 part of it, which is the behavior of divorce. The behavior of divorce, which is the red light. Now, when this breakdown comes in, you start observing lying, husband, wife lying to each other, lying to children, cheating comes in, husband starts cheating, wife starts cheating, wife starts denying man love making, man starts denying wife love making, separate accounts, they all start having separate accounts, not eating together, the wife starts eating alone, man starts eating alone, not doing things together, woman starts doing her own thing, the man starts doing her own thing. The woman is not cooking for the man anymore, not taking care of the man, because we men, we are regarded like overgrown babies. We are men, but we are overgrown babies. We still need to be taken care of by our wives. Then irritation on each other's voice. When you hear your husband's voice, it irritates you. When husband hears her wife's voice, that also irritates her. The negative talking about each other to children. And children will start feeling this. Wife start taking to her own side on the children. Husband start taking his own side to the children, using children as the middleman in the family, you know. You see also late coming from work, double shift. The man will finish from work, instead of coming home, he will stop by maybe in the bar or somewhere drinking before coming home. The wife, instead of taking one shift, the wife will start taking 2 shifts, sometimes 3 shifts, sometimes 4 shifts, because the wife doesn't want to come home anymore. All these are the behaviors you see in the divorce. And there's some nitty-gritty of them in different forms and in different formats as well. Now, let us go to damages. The damages, number 3, cause of divorce is this. See, evidence of both families running from each other. You see, your parents back home will start taking out on the wife parent, and the wife parent will start taking out on the husband parent. This becomes a very big issue in the community. Home becomes so dysfunctional. Children start behaving abnormally. Now, start children being diagnosed with ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Children being diagnosed with ODD, oppositional defiant disorder, anxiety, depression, academic backwardness, you see, and if care is not taken. When these children are not being observed on time, this can lead to suicide and suicide ideation. Now, loss of capital and wealth for development. When you are doing your thing separately, wife is doing her own thing separately, you're not putting your capital together, you lose the money, the loss of respect for each other, loss of respect for the wife, loss of respect for the man, loss of respect for their children, for their parents, and for her parents, you know.
Mazi, please, for the interest of time, can you help us to say what would you have done differently now that you've gone through this process? Right, because of time.
With that, then that's come to you not taking care of yourself, then come to weight gain. From weight gain causes serious sickness. Now let us go to the main point, which is the reconciliation. That's number 4. Every human being in this world should know that when the wife of the home is happy, the whole family is happy.
Amen to that. I'm just kidding.
And the way the process of reconciliation is this. Number 1 thing, the man, the husband, and wife should do: kill your pride.
Amen.
As far as your family is concerned, both husband and wife, kill your pride. apologize to each other,
Mm-hmm.
open communication,
Mm-hmm.
and be good listener.
Hmm.
Husband and wife sit down together and talk.
Yes.
Husband, talk 10 minutes. Give your wife 10 minutes to talk. Then take another 10 minutes to talk again. Your wife take another 10 minutes to talk. Get the children, see the children, the whole family together and sit down and talk as well.
Hmm.
Everybody will share their opinion.
Yes.
And
Yes.
from here, you guys can formulate a way forward.
Yes.
Husband and wife, retreat, go on a retreat each other for both of you for a makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Family retreat also is recommended as well.
Yes.
So you can do things together as a big family, as one family. Another thing there is effective budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
Service. No more lavishing of money. Everything you do, you budget for it, you plan for it.
Yes.
It make you reward.
Reduces stress in the family too. A lot of stress.
Husband and wife never fight or quarrel before your kids. If your wife is trying to lose her cool, just drag your wife inside the bedroom, lock the door. Let the children don't observe it because children learn from what they see. Now, love making is supposed to be open. Alright? Both of you should be enterprising in love making. Your husband and wife. Hold to that. That's good. Husband, hug your wife openly. Wife, hug your husband openly. Kiss your wife openly. Wife, kiss your husband openly. Praise your wife openly. Congratulate your wife for being a good mother for your children and for you too. Be very quick to accept blame. Apologize if you ask for or have fault. Sometimes in a good family like that, something might happen. The other say, "Oh, that is my fault." No, your wife will say, "No, that is my fault." You know, that shows a happy family. Buy gift for a wife. Husband, buy gift to your husband. Surprise each other with events, goals. You know, treat each other with respect. Your children will learn from both of you, from what you guys are doing. Because what you are doing is what the children are learning from you by seeing what you are doing. And that is called effective parenting, which will go along with becoming a good team player, which means sending an effective message to the future unknown through your children. Family that's what they say, family that prays together, eat together, stays together.
Yes.
One united family, and the progress will follow through. Thank you.
Thank you, Maz. Thank you so much for your contribution. We
do
really
I have to cut in, or do I finish other things before I'm
going? So go ahead and summarize because we have callers online, so they can come in and make their contributions. Yeah, so just summarize, but go ahead.
Now, this issue, Monaji, this is a good issue, and I would like you to take it down to the nitty-gritty. You guys should have process of another topic, like process of getting married and mother-in-law syndrome. You know, process of traditional marriages, because you know,
right.
Process of marrying Biafrans abroad. You know, okay, for example, let me talk about the killing of the Reverend Father yesterday. That was not appropriate at all. And the Reverend Fathers, what they did was good, but it's not effective. The people that killed them come from the bush. They're not supposed to march to the governor. They're supposed to march to the bush. I said, if the people that kill you from the bush, you go to the bush and look for them, not the governor.
Because Maz, for the interest of time, let's leave that for some other time. We really want for people to contribute to this topic. Thank you so much. Oh, hell, Biafra. I know they should go to the bush and find their killers over there. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, did I disconnect myself? Yes, so Mwachineke, please go ahead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hell, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra. Oh, hey, Biafra. My name is Simon Ayanogo.
Yes.
Simon Ayanogo is from Omaka. Omaka is in Imo, Biafra land. I reside here in America. Mona, man, I'm happy to speak with you anyway. You was what I was looking in this struggle, because I am looking for monarchy. Because if me and my God is not together in this struggle, I'll probably be a dead man, and nobody will know.
It's true.
Because I got no home. I am fighting for my people. Thank God that there are people like you guys. I thank every one of you. Thank you for the wonderful program and the contribution our brother gave. Yeah, because some of us are in that situation. Because some of us are in this struggle, but our wife are not in this struggle. They don't even believe in what we are talking about, because they want to answer first lady or first minister of all these things. So all these things are going on. So I don't believe in that. Let me say it openly, because I'm more assignment. There is reason why I was born, is to restore Biafra, nothing else more. And that is what I'm doing.
We feel the same, Mazi. We feel the same. We feel the same.
That gave me joy. You know, so I don't care about what any other people are saying. I'm in this struggle since 2014, out. People say a lot of things, but I know they will not understand, because they are telling them when the Son of Man will come, they will not know.
Right.
And it happened, it came, they didn't know. But thank God that Mazin Nandekano, like me, Adorkona Korai, I'm not just an Igbo man. I'm not an Igbo man. I'm the teacher. I can never betray my country. I can never betray myself. That's why I joined this struggle. And the Nandekano and the IPOB, some men, Chukwuki Adamakod, have shown me that. So I thank every one of you guys for your wonderful experiences. A lot of things are coming up. We are Biafrans, for God's sake. In 2017, when they labeled us terrorists, let me say it open, because that's why sometimes when our leader talk, I say, how did he know all these things? Because most of us in this struggle, our spirit, our mind work together. 2017, when they labeled us terrorists, when we were doing the campaign, we went to Belgium in the European Union when we have an appointment there. Due to our noise, we are loud. Somewhere in a hotel where we are, we never know that all these agents of the zoo are around. But before we know it, they run away. Obasanjo was there. Because anyway the evil people see us, they run away. So, but after the incident, when we are going to the protest, that it is only IPOB and the labor movement in Belgium, Brussels, the headquarters of the European Union, was allowed to do anything protest. There is no bus, there is no train. Brussels was shut down, but we marched like 2 hours to get to our protest. So there's some ladies, these people, they work intelligence. Everybody wants to know what IPOB is all about. What makes us think? What rights are we doing what we're doing?
Freedom.
So all of this discussion, there are some ladies. Our coordinator will be a live witness. At least 6 or 7 Biafra listen will be a live witness. They were following us. We are telling them who we are. We are proud. To cut the story short, after all said and done, these people know who we are more than us. And when I told them that we are the richest on earth, the girl never dispute it. The lady started, a white lady that can speak 5 languages, 5 international languages. It's just not a working girl, salary girl. Go work and come back. So you must understand, these are the intelligent ones they use, because they have every kind of them, because we don't need. She was quoting what a Biafra will want if Biafra will be restored in the next 10 years. every Biafran will want 6 billion. That is why every enemy, every evil man is against what we are doing, but they have no choice.
They have no choice,
Truth
Maz.
must be
They have
prevailed.
no choice.
Truth must be prevailed because Mona Chimso, that is the name of my daughter.
Yes.
I thank you for every one of you. Things will come up.
You see?
Things will come up. America must wake up.
Yes, so.
Because you guys made us. I hate to come America. That is a place I never come to before because of what the people that left home did to us. They never come back. They don't talk about home. But our leader said anytime they wake up, that means Biafra is closer more than we think, because that is the land of freedom. It is because of Biafra America was restored. Some of you don't know about these things.
Yes, yes.
It's a secret hidden.
Well, we said it last week. America was created for a time like
We
this.
know, you know. So thank God that people are coming off. Thank God that people never. Because when I joined this, I said that most those we don't go when surrender you know, so no matter whatever, I was born rich. From moment all these things that will happen. But when you tell our people, there was a time I try and I check and I will banje. What is Obanje? You say it did happen. There were people born like that. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. All hail Biafra. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. So our brother mentioned the fact that when you're in this struggle, your wife is not part of it, or your husband is not part of it. We are calling, that's why we are calling for our families to come together, because our family that is together, they work together. It will make sense because you guys are already thinking together, you're already doing things together. So there is no reason why when your husband is in this restoration project, you will not be part of it. So that we will continue to march forward. He said it very well. These people know, they know they are our what? They know that we are worth billions. And that's why they are fighting tooth and nail. And we ourselves we are fighting tooth and nail to ensure that we restore our land. And nobody, whoever it is, your mother haven't even met your father. Talk less of stopping this restoration project. We are born for this. We are here for a time like this. We are. Go ahead, Maz. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I'm calling from Missouri. My name is Jima.
Maz and Deo, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you very much. Monachi, correct?
Yes, Monachi Saga.
Right, Monachi Jim Saga. Thank you very much, my dear, for the wonderful program. And, you know, in summary, you know, what I want to say is this, my dear sister. With regards with the Reverend Father killed at Enugu yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, what your program is very, very wonderful. Do you know why? You will find out that both the Reverend Fathers, everybody in Biafra land, we behave the same way.
Right.
We behave the same way. In the sense that it's not happening to me directly, therefore it doesn't matter. That is what is killing us. And the only remedy, my dear sister, is to go back to the root, and which is family. In other words, there is something wrong the way we are being brought up. There's no two ways about it. We have lost maybe we have lost, or we have lost that consciousness of patriotism. Patriotism, meaning that to care for one another is no more there. So both Reverend Fathers, both everybody, it's time for us to go back to our family and begin to train our children.
Right,
the way it's supposed to be. And that is exactly what you people are doing.
Yeah,
now,
my sister said
yes.
If we are intact as family, no Fulani, no even British government will come and break us down.
I'm
so,
telling you,
yeah.
That is a fact, because if it is happening in Akwa Ibom, somebody in Imo State will rise up, because it's the same people.
Yes.
But we are not doing it.
Call from.
My dear, hold on.
They were absolutely doing nothing because it's not happening in Imo State.
Right.
That is what is killing us. That is what is killing us, and we need to get away from that.
Right.
Now, Munachim, I wanted to speak with her. I've been calling your number for some time, and it probably you're busy or something like that. If you listen to last broadcast when I started with IBOB, I am the first person to advise that the ladies, they should be more involved in IBOB. And there is something I would like to contribute, but I would not like to say it on air. I would not like to tell you that on air. If there's any way you can pick my call today or tomorrow, I can make that contribution and tell you what I think about ladies and how we can go more further. If that is not convenient for you.
Yeah, Maze, we'll give you a call back, okay? I'll call you back after the show. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Okay.
And another thing is this. One of my friends, he used to laugh at me anytime I talk about Biafra in Florida. He would like to start a family.
Awesome. Okay, we'll help you out. We'll call you after the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Mm-hmm. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Mm-hmm.
Local government, and I'm calling from Canada. So the topic for the past few weeks has been unity in the family. My own family is the IPOB family, and I would appreciate if every coordinator in IPOB recognize the fact that we are one family. When you say IPOB, the response is one family. So our family unit starts from our own houses, and it includes the IPOB family. So in every family, we're brothers and sisters, and that's how IPOB is carved out. Even when a child misbehaves in a family, ndị Igbo si eji ofu aka kwụọ nwata ihe ejikwa the second hand megine ọbata akpụ ya kpọghachie ya. That is to say that we must love each other in our family, in IPOB family. It is not an abstract. This is a reality. When we love ourselves in our own family, unit houses, and we take that love towards the IPOB family, that love will also be carried into the Biafra family.
Mm-hmm.
One thing the whole world has been accusing us for, we are not united, we are scattered. And I can hear my Lord, my Savior, Nnamdi Kanu, saying it here in Canada that myth has been broken. And I want that brokenness to continue until the day we will all go home and celebrate Biafra. Just on Thursday afternoon, I was lying down, relaxing. I just went on trance. I don't know whether I'm sleeping, I'm not, but I know it just happened. That I was in a huge nation, Biafra. Every man, every woman was wearing Biafra color as the uniform. And we are celebrating the coming of Biafra. And our leader was there, thundering like a thunder. The reality of Biafra coming is there. It is no longer something that we are wishing. This is a reality. So what I want us to do is to begin to learn how we will function in our community as Biafra. How we will function in our community as Biafra, in our towns, in our villages, in the whole nation. If we don't learn it now, because Biafra Biafra land. The mentality is only me. Me and me and me and me and me. If we know there is ugly head, we have to begin to open our minds to that unified force that brought us together as a one nation. And love our children from the love you have from your kids, you move it forward to the unity of IPOB, you bring it forward to the unity as a nation of Biafra. Because we really need a new orientation. We must have a new orientation that will make us be distinguished as a nation in Biafra. Think about it. When Israelis gathered together all over the world in 1945, in the land where they are today, they came speaking different tongues. Those from Europe, those from Asia, those from Russia, those from England, different parts of the world. When you look at the picture of Israel, I am looking at the picture of Biafra. Every nation of this world has a Biafran residing there, speaking their languages. So those languages, they are bringing them together in that unified country called the Biafra. And we have to learn how to live together in peace. An average Igbo man in Abuja is only looking to build the best house, to ride the best car, to use children in his village to wash his car, clean his shoes.
I know.
That's what they are looking for. That's what they are praying for. They want a situation when they will go in and get a chieftaincy title, and when they are coming, Karim will be blowing, every other person runs into the bush.
Brains of black monkeys and baboons.
That will never happen in Biafra land.
No, hell no. Hell no.
Biafra land will be a nation where everybody will have equal stake. I'm here in Canada. The place where I'm living, there are big houses, there are small houses, there are townhouses. When you name a place, a community, worlding community, everybody, all categories of men live there. Millionaires live there. Shoe shiners live there. Market women live there. Nurses, doctors, engineers, they all live there. And they go to the same one shop.
They go to the same schools. They go to the same school in the neighborhood.
They go to the same school.
Equal opportunity for everyone.
Go to the same everything. There is no demarcation in Nigeria when you call GVN or whatever name. They know the category of men that live here. When you call Ikoyi, they know the category of men.
The category of criminals that live out there.
It will not happen in Biafra land. There will be no demarcation. Let us begin to appreciate it. And it is only love that will make you to know that the aspiration you have is for my next door neighbor to increase pyramid. It's for my next door neighbor to have everything in life that he will need to live a better life with his children. Biafra will not have any reserve area for any rich man. Let them hear it.
Yes, sir.
Let them know today. If my leader Nnamdi Kanu has no home, if my leader Nnamdi Kanu has no car, if my leader Nnamdi Kanu has nothing, what I can say, borrowed suits to wear. How on earth will anybody believe or think that when he comes to Biafra, he will have a place reserved for him exclusively for his children? It will not happen. And the only thing that
we'll reserve it based on hard working, honest hard working.
Yes. The only thing that we need in Biafra is love. That is why in America, in Canada, in Australia, in all these things, in industrialized nations, nobody thinks bigger than anybody. There is nobody that hire any driver in Canada. There is our prime minister drives his own car. All the other men, which is equivalent to senators, they drive their own car. When they want to go to gas station, they drive in like any other person. They are online and they fill their cars and they leave. This is the type of Biafra that is coming. All these ostentatious men and women who think that God created them before any man, they will see paper in Biafra land. And I'm assuring you, Biafra will be such a holy
Mm-hmm. It's all of us.
Any woman who thinks above himself or his family will not have a place to live in Biafra land. Because Biafra land will be a place for all. There will be quality. So I'm going to summarize by urging our people from our families in our coordinating unit to begin to have this understanding. We should stop forming cabals in our unit.
You can say that again.
Cabal formation is also a way of telling that there are people that are lower than me.
Yes. Yes.
Because if you are not within the cabal, then you are not going to be loved like any other person.
Mm-hmm.
The mentality must begin to enter right now. Otherwise, some people will see Biafra as a hell because what they are thinking they will not see.
My sister, they don't know what is coming to them. It's even better let them begin to think that way. They don't know what is coming to them.
And Lord will be in heaven in Biafra. I'm assuring you the vision I had was exactly what I did not see a big man. I saw everybody was a big man. It was everybody. We all dressed like the same uniform, like the whole nation. Nobody was bigger than any man. We wore the same dress. Our Lord, Nnamdi Kanu was wearing. Every child, every woman, everybody wore the same dress. There was a quality. And that's what I saw in my vision. And that is what is going to happen. There will be no cabal. No cabal formation in Biafra land. If you want to form cabal, you go to Nigeria.
Go to the zoo government and join them now. Join them now. They're still there. The cabal group is still there.
Sister Efe, thank you. Sister Efe, how are you? I've been trying to get through to you, to be your friend, but I haven't seen any sign. I know now you hear my voice, you will get to know me. So thank you, my sister. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate. I'm happy that I'm able to make a contribution to this.
Thank you, Wachineke. God bless you. Ndewo. Wachineke. Of course, there is no in Biafra land. There will be a voice for the voiceless. There will be fairness. There will be equity. So if anybody is sitting on their high horses and think they're going to continue what's happening in the zoo country in Biafra land, you have something else coming to you. You have never even seen nothing. So the better you start rethinking, the better you start being inclusive, the better you start making sure that you're almost even thinking like an American where everybody's included, the better for you. Because if you think you're going to go there to cut tails and have us to do one or jump in your high school, whatever that you learned in your college, you will have your own tail to cut. My brother, your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
From here, my name is Nnamdi Eze. I am calling from United Arab Emirates. I come from Ohajulu, in Imo province.
Yes.
I just want to thank you, Sister Mona, for the good work you people are doing. Thank Ife, Sister Ekwi, all of my sister.
And Sister Augusta. Yes.
You women are very, you women are wonderful. You women are a gift to this restoration and this generation. So I also use this opportunity to thank our leader, Lord Mazina, and our deputy for the good work and for his resoluteness and the sacrifice so far for this struggle, for this restoration effort. So since over decades, nobody stand to to speak on the collective interest of Biafrans. People that have been on a as I want to be exterminated. People that want to be wiped out. A generation, a race have been designed, have been as in this thing for it to be destroyed, for the whole of our generation to be obliterated. But as he may have it, he brought up a leader who came and stood firm. And thank God that when he, so many of us, people like you women, came and answered this call and join him in this restoration effort. So I want to thank you all. Not easy.
Thank you, Wachineke. Thank you so much.
So many people will see that it's just an easy task, because we know it has not been easy. Because for you to leave what you are doing for a few minutes or a few hours, you come on air, you broadcast, you give advice to our Biafrans all over the world. It's not an easy task. So I say I want to thank Chukwu Kadam for the grace and for the courage he has given to you mothers. It's not easy. I believe through your program, our people have been waking up, especially mothers who have gone to sleep, who thought that this fight is just for men, but they are waking up. Even our sister Ife, she's touching our,
yes, so yes,
our young ladies.
Yes.
She's touching our young ladies. I must tell you, because so many of them, particularly in that part of in that Europe, so many of them thought that this 13. When you talk about Biafra, they will tell 13. Why are you always talking about Biafra? So, but through her, she's touching, and God is just bringing them to understand, to get the vision that this noble family had, what to have, as in to offer to the restoration of Biafra. So I must commend her. So may people keep on strengthening her and bless her.
Thank you.
I don't know. I just want to make a contribution, but it's not based on your topic today. But
Mazi, we are running out of time. Mazi, we are running out of time. We have callers. We want people that will focus on our topic today, because we are only here on Saturdays, and these topics are very dear to our hearts. We want people that will contribute to it, that will make even a case study, so that we can make a full impact with what we are doing, because we are not going to be discussing anytime soon. So thank you so much for your contribution. We thank you for listening. So we'll look forward to hearing from you some other time. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Wachineke. Thank you. All right, so we caller, your name and where you're calling from. Hello? Caller, we can hear you. We can hear you. Bad connection from the zoo. Please try again. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Yes, your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Anna Alawoke. I heard from Ngobala in Imo Province, Biafra land.
Welcome, Maz. Go ahead, please. Please limit your contribution to our topic today, please, and let's be like 2 minutes or so. Thank you.
Okay. First of all, I want to commend your efforts and your teams. I think that you guide them and continue to strengthen you guys.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank you, as our leader who gave us our voice back, and our deputy leader who sustained this voice, because if not for them, we don't know what would have become of us. But I say, may you guide them and continue to guide them to strengthen them, and Biafra is restored and beyond.
You say?
So coming to the topic of the day, because I used to follow up your topics. So this is my first time of calling. So my main, where the main thing I want to focus on is on the first caller. I want to pick up one point from what he said. So, and that point is that the causes of divorce. One of what he said is about higher education. So that is the point I want to pick up from there.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's good to be educated, but over everything, even the food we eat, over everything is too bad, and that comes in where our tradition need to play a role. If our mothers, our women, think that based on their level of education, and our culture supposed to take care of that. The same thing applicable to our men. The same thing applicable to our men. And there comes to my question to our men. Who do you want to impress if not your wife and your children?
They want to impress their people club members.
I'm not married yet, but I have watched my couples. I have watched, many lives they exist, both the ones that have kids and the ones that the single couples. So my question today is that whom are they trying to impress? Are you trying to impress your fellow man out there that will tell you now you are the man of the house? That woman control.
I know.
Or you don't count just to impress, or your wife or your home to the best
Thank
the questions I'm throwing to our
Thank you, Machineke.
Our individual homes.
Yes, that's a very good question. So hopefully they will answer it, because this thing that you mentioned is very prevalent in our families here. People will go and listen to another person, give them bad advice. This man will go home and be living in peace with his wife, but he will, every time he will see you, he will tell you something about what women did and this one did, and you'll be going home having an attitude with your wife. So I'm glad that you posed that question, but please round up, only because we have so many phone calls coming in. I don't even know.
Okay, let me round up. You know, I was born in a Christian family, and that does not mean that I will forget my tradition, because I remember in those days our fathers used to marry more than 2 wives, and they live in peace. Why? Because when the time they want to be here, they know what binds them together, and that is culture. That is our tradition. Everybody will not cross his or her line. So my advice to our couples is that we should try to impress our family, our immediate family, our wife and children, because if you scatter your home, nobody will put it in order.
No, they will even gossip about you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Hello. Yes, go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from. Huh? Go ahead.
I said good evening from here in Mozambique. I greet you all, Biafra. This Biafra women, I call you people. You people are doing wonderful work for the celebration of Biafra. Please, I beg you people, women and Biafra women, anywhere you are listening to my voice, I beg you people to continue doing with us, because we men have failed beautiful. I must say, we have forgot what we're supposed to do and start doing another thing. But I thank God that God Almighty has put an end to all this rubbish that has been happening to us, which we don't know our left and right up to now. If not that God bring out our Messiah Martin Namdekan, and you people, who have stood up and said, no, that this people will not continue. Because if it is continued, that is end of us. I thank you people very much. And I will say, keep on keeping on. I salute your courage. And all the women, Biafra women, I urge you people to stand up. My name is Mazi Sechi, and I'm calling from Aputu. I'm from Nanka. Nanka is local province of Biafra land. I want to use this opportunity to call my mothers, my sisters, my aunties from Nanka. If you are listening to my voice, listening to Radio Biafra, it's time for us to rise up and do useful. Our men has failed, most of us have failed, and it's time for us to correct it.
Thank you, Maz.
I said, may people who is presenting, who bring the people out to do this job, will continue to shower people with your blessings to take people until we go to our land, which is Biafra nation. Unstoppable, I know. God bless you all. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Thank you, Maze, for your contribution. Thank you so much for being honest and direct with your contribution. Yes, he said it all. Our men has done. Hopefully, they will learn from their lesson, from their mistakes. Okay, my caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, Mommy, good evening once again. I'm calling you from Iguacha, precisely in Biafra.
Welcome to the program.
Where the children call the IPOP emanated so much from. Mommy, I thank you all. My name remains Oyemuchechuku.
Welcome.
I sincerely, in other ways, would say consistently that God will increase you people's wisdom and boldness and consistency too to come up in this special platform to encourage your children down here. If I have a mother that can do what you people are doing, I think it's a visa to heaven directly. I won't be having a challenge, but notwithstanding, I thank you all. If people will understand, for a few minutes I've been waiting for the last caller who just finished up to hang off before I can come in. Now, take for example, down here in Nigeria, the FM here, I can try such things. But I bet you use answering and buy a recharge card to call on this line, even if it's wasted without answering me, I will enjoy it. Because what I'm looking for is an increasing blessing than the one they are doing down here in Zoo. Okay, let me strictly go to what I want to say. I love the topic. Now, a few hours early morning down here in Biafra land, Mazonike said something. He positioned his program and he said, because IPOB is involved, now I'm telling us that because IPOB is involved, first and foremost, the Reverend Father have learned what they call protest. Because IPOB is involved, Reverend Fathers and the clergy down here have learned to come out to protest.
Yes.
And because IPOB is involved, now I am telling you that I have learned so much in marital life about communication. Now, because IPOB is in...
Oh, Zoo Network. Sorry, my brother. Yes, because of IPOB, you have learned so much information on communication. Because of IPOB, you have learned the importance of family first, that the entire family leads to the entire nation. My brother, your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Chisom, Mazi Chisom, Ejikeme.
Welcome, Mazi. Welcome.
Good evening, yeah, Sister Mona.
Good evening.
Okay, I greet all the eminent Biafran all over the world. Yeah, the topic today is very, very good and fantastic. Of the family that brings together, is together, live together. Very, very good. And I want to chip in 2 or 3 things. I believe that in every family, woman is necessary in every family. Women take almost 75% or 60% care of the family, more than the father.
Right.
Women know the pains of the children more than the dad. Women know when the children cry and when they are sick. This is nature. And nobody can deny that one. A man is there to protect her family, his family, to go out and get the food and give the family. But in some cases today, we see reverse is the case in some places today. The men are not be able to do what they're supposed to do. They allow their wife to run heter scattered. They allow their wife to run heter scattered, to go from one place and the other. Most of we today are men today have become lazy. They allow their wife to be the breadwinner. They allow their wife to take the mantle of leadership in their houses. The man will not get command again. And the children will be growing like that, looking the man as somebody that is stupid. And whenever the man issue order, that order will not stand. Because the man needs to do what he's supposed to do. That one is one. If a man tight up himself, hold himself well, ask God to do what? To help him and enable him to do what? To be providing for his family. If when the money is not there, so far you are doing it before. If the money is not there, the family will understand, your wife will understand.
Yes.
That's why we normally pray. If I'm a married man, this is my 12 years in marriage now. That's why you see when our people, we missed it all. If we are going for marriage, that's why we used to go and ask family. You send people, you must have one auntie there, or one friend there, or one relation there. They will be asking on behalf of you. They will be going the other one through the spiritual way, through the prayers. After everything will match. But today now, that is not the case again. The mother will be in the market, the father will be in the working place, and the children will be roaming around the street. The children will be roaming the street. And before they will come back, they will be all tired.
I know.
All tired. The father will be tired, the mother will be tired. They will not even ask the children to bring their homework. What have you done in the school? They will busy, gallivanting, giving those kids money to go to school. Even they cannot cook in their house. They give them money to buy mama food, to buy papa, to buy granite on the road. And those children will grow with it. And when you call them to order, they will not come to order. What made me cry one day? I'm driving plus Aba. I saw our little giant hawking at the take point of the army. And those army were there, carrying one little one because it was around after 6 to 7.
Hey,
the years wasn't that small. The army with its uniform, wear camouflage on top, holding a little small girl that is not up to 11 years at the roadside, romancing her. Either she live with the parents or she live with a guardian or auntie that made her to hold that thing at that time of the day. I watched that thing. I saw it in my two naked eye. I felt bad. And again, we should stop our children not to hug.
Especially, I know, it's awful. Hello?
I do understand.
Yes. Please go ahead and round up, Machineke. Go ahead.
Okay, let me just round up. The round up and rounding that. Let the men do their own job. Let the women do their own job. When every person do what he's supposed to do, I think that the family will be what? Will be together.
Right.
I know some people have their father at a tender age, but they still brought them up in a godly way. Some people lost their mother, but they still brought them up in a godly way. But we should understand that all of us have position to and part to play in our various families. And don't leave your own for your wife to do. And wife, don't leave your own for your husband to do. That is all I want to say. May God bless you people.
Thank you, Machineke. What a nice contribution. He made a very good point. You know, even here in America, the white families still understand the importance of raising their children. You will see a family, they will curtail their spending. The wife will sit at home if he's the one making less money, or the husband will sit at home. Somebody will sit at home. Why people do not let daycare or school raise their kids? Someone will sit at home. They will cut costs. They might be driving one funny Toyota Corolla as a family, live in a little modest home. The woman will be managing the money. The man will be working, or the man will be managing, sitting home with the kids. They understand that somebody needs to put an eye on these children. God is not this nke chiga emerem na chiga azurom na chiga agozrim. No, if you do not sit there and instill this thing, this wisdom or these values that you want into your children, at the end of the day, you're raising them for the especially here, you're raising them for the jail, for the prison system. That's what you're getting them ready for. So they understand the importance of sitting down with kids, reading to them, getting those things done. You know, there is no need to have 200 kids. Some of our brothers, you know, they're still wishing that we can go back to the older times where we can marry 100 kids. We, the women, we don't even want any more kids that you can't take care of anymore. We don't want our sons and our daughters dying at the Mediterranean Sea. We don't want them in the Libyan jail. We don't want them in a wicked madam's house where if she eats meat, they will spank belt all over her. So our thing today is even for you to just, if it's only one that you will take care of, have only one. If it's one that you know you will sweat your last breath for, have only one. The days are gone where you want to have too many kids that you cannot take care of. The days are gone where you will have your 11-year-old girl hawking amongst the army, Fulani armies for God's sake, that sleep with cows, for them to be sleeping with our girls pretending to be hawking. The days are gone where we even use our boys to turn them around. They will turn them into gay. By the time you know it, they have your 8-year-old that is hawking for you. They will start sleeping with him through his back. And by the time you know it, he's acting like a woman. So we really have to be responsible people. We really have to be responsible parents. We really have to take it into heart that the days are gone where we will continue to have kids that we cannot take care of, where we'll continue to have kids that are being molested any kind of way. If you can just give birth to one and protect that one, I think it's worth anything in the world than to have too many kids that you cannot take care of. You know, yes. Guess what? You're the one that will have to train that child. And the Bible says if you train the child the way that they should be, they're not likely to depart from it. But how do we do that? No, we are not, because we're busy trying to pay for the Lexus, like my sister said. We're busy trying to pay for the house that we cannot afford. And then you look at our own American counterparts here, they are living modestly until they can afford to live even better. Some of them, you will see a mother, she will come to work, she said, oh, I didn't work for the first 12 years because I was home with my kids. They will probably tell you, I'm talking about 2019. They will say, oh, I've been out of the job market for the past 12 years because I'm raising my kids. But you will never hear that thing from a black person's mouth. You will never, because we want it all. We want it all, forgetting what is important, forgetting that entire family lives in that nation, forgetting that if you are not taking care of your husband, Adamma, that workplace will do it for you. Why you will be on? Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Biafrans. Hello, Biafran. My name is Ifani Chukwu Opalaku. I am the deputy coordinator of IPOB family here in Montreal, and I hail from Isochi. Isochi is in Umunochi local government. Umunochi local government is in Abia province, Biafra land. My sister, I hear you for the program and the topic for today, intact family to intact nation. I have my own diagnosis when it comes to that issue of intact family and intact nation, and I would like to share that that perspective with Biafrans as they're listening. So I'm going to go ahead. On the classic example of maintaining, preserving, promoting, propagating the intact family to intact nation, in my own perspective, is likened to the doctrine of a prodigal son, which as a result, most of us have developed an essential prodigal complex in most of our living psychology. With that being said, I have recognized this syndrome in most of us as a classic victim or patient of this terminal disease. on identification of this sickness and stopping the bleeding, I profoundly recommend we should adopt some passive and aggressive methods or measures of solution by not being a father that will be waiting for his prodigal sons or daughters to return home, because in that instance, the probable and complacent outcome of the father to the child could be highly expensive, possibly death, because it could be a scenario where the wandered away child had realized his mistakes and would sincerely want to return home, but does not exactly know his way or her way home. And at that point, would welcome any form of assistance from the father or family to help him or her to a safely reunion, as in the parable of the lost sheep, where the owner, being the father, embarked on a mission and campaign of going after to look for his or her lost sheep or child to bring him or her home, because it's possible that the prodigal child or lost sheep have realized their mischievous or rebellious deeds. Then, being remorseful, will want to be saved and safely return to the family, but unfortunately, the outcome was that they are no longer at the state of being stuck on their own. Rather, something or some external source is subjugating and keeping them stuck, as we are all in our current state, by the so-called oppressors, colonizers, special interest groups, example, the governments, multilateral large corporations, compromised friends and family, as we all have been a victim of. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra, all hail Biafra. So the most important thing, as a prodigal son who has not made it home, we, the parents, should go out and find them. We, the parents, should go out and extend that love towards them, so that there will not even be any ambition or anxiousness about, oh, what will my father say? What will my husband say? What will my wife say? We are asking for all of those who have gone astray, whether in your family life, whether in any form at all, for you to retrace your back, come back to your family, be that first person. If you're a wife, make it easier for your husband to come say, I'm sorry. If you're a husband, make it easier for your wife to come say, I'm sorry. If you are a son or a daughter, parents, open your heart and make it easier for our children to come home. We must make our family intact, because we are going home. Biafra is here. Biafra is here to stay. Biafra is not going anywhere. Thank God for our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who woke us all up from our slumber, for us to realize what we have. The children that came from a land of milk and honey. And we were sitting here thinking it was in Houston, Texas, because we have electricity and we have water and we have good roads, not knowing that the main oil and gas, the main, my leader will say, if you hear the amount of money coming out from there, it will cause tsunami. We did not know that we have a land that can cause tsunami if we begin to mention our resources. So thank God for waking us up. Thank God for our consciousness. We pray that families today will go ahead and heal their family. We pray for reconciliation. We pray that we will understand the importance of this, because the fakeness will not lead us anywhere. It will always have us running in circles. It will have us deceiving each other. It will even have us into madness of every weekend, so includes every weekend, because that's a syndrome. Whether you like it or not, it's a syndrome. Somebody is trying to run from something. For you, they are getting something. It's like a drug. You are addicted to every weekend. I have to go somewhere. I have to sew clothes. I have to go and show off. Whereas your family is on fire. How long are we going to deal with the pretense? How long are we going to deal with the fakeness? How long are we going to allow our family to fall apart? And when we are depressed, we are overweight, because that's the first thing that happens when you're depressed. You start gaining weight, especially in the wrong areas. You know, anytime somebody sees you, you look like you're just waking up from sleep. Please, we have to heal our family, make it easier for our family to become intact once again. Sister Ekwe, any final close statement?
Yes, my sister, thank you so much. Thank you, people, for listening to us. For those that contributed, we appreciate all of you. Those trying that couldn't get in, we appreciate you too. it is absolute time to restore our family, our relationship. Let's begin to retrieve our money back. All those money and finances leaking out of our purses and making us to be under stress. That money, that is an offering that you pump into that church. Please pump into your freedom, pump it into your family so that we'll have a better family. All those clothes like sewing, please let's stop all that. We have a better cause, we have a better project to do. Let's concentrate on our family, the nuclear family, the extended family, and the IPOB family and Biafra family at large. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Sister Augusta, closing statement.
Yes, Sister Miller, as Sister accurately said, we need to remain intact, we need to stop all the clothes sewing and all whatnot. But I also want to let our people know, like one of the callers that said, a woman having more education than the husband, it might likely be a problem. But the thing is that we women, we are smarter now. We know that having the influence of an outsider in our families break our home. So you don't need an outsider to tell you what to do. So we all want a situation where we bring all our materials, our thoughts, our processes into one spot and try as much as possible to get our families back in order. Do not get distracted by an outsider. Remember, friends, well, supposedly they want to come and take what you have, steal what you have. Lack of a word. They want to come and steal what you have. They're probably jealous of what you have. And you don't know it. And you sheepishly follow them. Because, hey, I want to belong. I want to belong to this social network. I want to belong to this social group. I want to belong to this social class. In the process, hurting your family, hurting what should have been a nuclear and beautiful relationship, hurting what you feel cannot be reconciled, and, invariably hurting a nation that we're trying to build. So we want everybody to go back to what it used to be originally. Get all your families intact, your friends and well wishers. You should not be part. Your well wishers fine, but your friends or people outside, especially even your in-laws, should not dictate how your family should run. That should be you and your husband sitting down together and announcing what should rightly be yours. And that invariably will go with your kids, and before you know it, it extends to the nation that we're trying to build. All hail Biafra. Thank you, Sister Mona, Sister Efe, Sister Ephraim. And on the short, I just want to remind everybody that we have our meeting next week. The IPOB Richmond, Texas. More information will be out for next week. I just want to put that out there for everyone. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you much. Thank you. Sister Efe, your closing statement. Sister Efe, are you still there? Sister Efe? Maybe network issues. So much like we just want to thank you guys today for listening. We pray that our families will be healed because we are going home. No gates of hell will prevent that. We pray that our children will be healed. We pray that our husbands, our sisters, our wives, that the whole family will be healed. Like my sister rightfully said, once we start working together as family, nobody will cheat you. Somebody will not take from your husband and take from the wife because we have transparency. We are sharing information. We are coming together and say, hey, it's towards Christmas. Okay, I'm going to give your family this amount and this amount. And fairness always work. You never want to conclude a conversation and leaving somebody feeling like they got the tail end of the bargain, making everybody feel like equity, reigns in every conversation, and all that stuff will take us a long way. And we're also calling our brothers and sisters who have been here for years. You have not learned anything. If it's only in a village, people that are learning, seeing things on Facebook are smarter than you, yet you have been in America for 100 years and America have not been in you. You haven't learned anything. All you know is your way back to work. You clock in and you clock out and you clock back to your house. You have nothing to offer. You're causing confusion because people thinking, oh, you're enlightened, but they don't know that Otenku is better than you. You need to change your lifestyle. That is not going to fly. There is no reason you get run over that 100 years. You have nothing to show for it apart from your check, your clock in and your clock out. So we have to do better. Let's learn those things that will foster our family. Let's watch to see what other people are doing and see and take the best of it. I remember when a country, is it not Hong Kong? Yeah, maybe it's Hong Kong. When they were trying to build their healthcare system, they looked at all the healthcare systems all over the world and they chose everything that was good about it, and that's how they built their own. And now their own is one of the best. So let's look at all those things that will foster our families, those things that will help our family, because Americans don't lie. An American wife will not see something that she doesn't like and she will pretend like she likes it. No, she will tell you, hell no, I don't like this. So let's learn those honesty, those things that make things work, and pick up on it. There is no reason for us to be here for 100 years and we have not learned anything. All hell Biafra. Thank you, Mazialozi, for hosting us today. Mazi.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, thank you, Mazi. His phone. Hold on. All right, so our Facebook friends, we are about to log off. Before we log off, we have a song that we wanted to play to its entirety. It says it's called Biafra Will Be a Star in the World. So it's a very wonderful song. The women put this together, and we are going to allow you guys to listen to it to its entirety, and then we will stop. But it's a wonderful song. We tried to play it earlier, but Mazia Loze came in. So here goes the song.
I've got a message to tell the world. Every race, every language, please answer when I call. I'm called to be the voice of the voiceless, hope of the hopeless, love and sanity, defend humanity, cause this is how it's meant to be. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. We need to build a future where the rich and poor, the young and old is one. Let's build a nation where everyone is treated as equal. We need justice, fairness, peace and harmony, love and dignity, defend humanity, cause this is how it's meant to be. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. So every nation who believes in freedom, come and help us. We cannot do it alone. We don't want war. We just want our own. Nobody can keep us down until we have done the last. Biafra will become a star in the world. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. Biafra, Nana say Biafra, Biafra is alive.